Hello to all my friends out there. So we got to eat. So once you learn how to make gravy, you're not going to starve. So what I did is I have bacon ends, and here's my bacon ends. I wanted to eat them. It's really bacon fat. So once you buy yourself some bacon ends, so here's, somebody said, what are they? This is what they are. See how it's pieces of fat and pieces of meat? So if you run out of Crisco, you're going to use your bacon fat. And I eat it. You know, I fry it and then I eat it. So I just fried one of my Walmart partially soy hamburgers in a little bacon fat. And so now I'm going to be able to make some gravy. And out of the gravy, I'm going to be able to make myself some soup. Because if you make it from scratch, it's so much cheaper. And if you eat soup or stew, you know, you get used to soup or stew every once in a while, or a little batch of beans, you know. So I just put a little bit of flour on my drippings. Not too much like I did the other night, but if you do get too much, just add a little extra milk. So I had a couple pieces of bacon fat. Yummy. You're going to get high cholesterol and die. Well, bye you guys. It's been very nice knowing you. Okay. So I hope everyone is doing okay. So one of the things I stockpiled was some evaporated milk. Ooh. This is live and uncut. I don't edit, obviously. And so I hope everybody out there is doing okay. It was kind of unnerving when the president got the COVID. Very. But it looks like he's recovering. So I'm very glad about that. I think I need a little tiny bit more flour. It's been a weird time, you know. It's been a real weird year. I don't remember a year like this as long. I'm 67. I've been through a lot of times, but never a time like this time. Okay, so let me show you my gravy in case you're new to gravy making. There's no exact science to it. Just sprinkle a little flour on your drippings. Stir it around. Now, if you add the milk little by little, so I have 1 cup evaporated milk, 1 cup water. You can use powdered milk, any kind of milk. So I finished the movie The Last Kingdom on Netflix. You guys should watch it. And to sum the whole story up, everyone is killed and everyone's life is devastated, and the hero rides off into the sunset. So you might, if you're not into your pagan stories, you might think, wow, you know, what kind of story is this? I actually really liked it. But I know my pagan stories. The Last Kingdom on Netflix. Okay, remember this? I actually read this book and nobody liked it, but they should have. And I just happen to have a copy of this and nobody else does. This is an old book. Okay, it starts out that the pagan god needs a sacrifice, so the king clubs his horse in the head with this weapon, and you know, then the god is appeased. And then, yes, you guessed it, the son marries a fairy, and she doesn't make it, and you know, everybody's upset, but you know, she's dead. So that's the way it goes. The gods must be appeased. So it was kind of along those lines, and you know, it was a pretty good movie. Okay, so now I want to put potatoes. So remember these potatoes? So that's why I want to make this, to use these up. So you get a lot of potatoes in these cans of potatoes. I would suggest stockpiling some of these if you can. A lot of people are saying the second wave is coming, and I think that is true. But in order for us to go back to work, we have to go back out into the world, and then, you know, people are going to catch the COVID. So I thought to myself, well, I think I can work a tiny bit now without, you know, picking it up, as long as I'm careful about the social distancing. So I want to put my potatoes in my, so basically you have hamburger with gravy, and you have potatoes, and you have milk. How about in the small catechism, no gravy eating on fast days? And I thought, oh, how did you know? I'm not a Catholic. That's the first thing I would have thought of. Okay, so now I have a little cheese left, and I stockpiled cheese. So I want a little cheese in my, it's like potato soup. There's all ways to make it, but this works every time. This could be ham, this could be Spam, this could be sausage. And then I stockpiled cheese, and I knew this wasn't going to be enough cheese. I'm not one to totally overdo it with the cheese. But you do need enough cheese so that your soup is cheesy. It's going to taste better. I love this kind of cheese. This is Mexican cheese. I'm making a mess. Quite a mess. It was frozen, so it's a little tacky, but that's okay. It's going to taste fine. I'll put about this much. Okay. So what I had going on is I have some cheap meal plans. So here is last week. And so here's last week. And then this week is chicken, rice, and beans. Now I've eaten down all my chicken. So tonight is hamburger, potato, cheese. Well, there was bacon, you know, soup. And then you could have bread of some sort. But I have been eating a lot of bread. I ate 3 pieces of bread on the way home today when I was hungry. This looks really good. Okay, so now I told you guys that I was pretty sure that what was the matter with me really was a mild case of kidney failure. So one of the worst things is sleeping pills, Tylenol, aspirin. So I cut myself off of sleeping pills, and I thought I'll never sleep again. Well, I'm not sleeping that much, but I'm not sleeping any worse without them. And so how the sleeping pill thing started was when I quit drinking alcohol. I couldn't sleep at all, and one of my customers had bipolar, and she couldn't sleep at all, and she said, yeah, my doctor said if I don't sleep for 3 days, to call him immediately. And I thought, wow, I don't sleep for 3 weeks, so I started taking mild sleeping pills. So I thought I could never get off of them, because I thought if I didn't sleep, you know, it would be terrible, like what happened to the bipolar girl. And so what happened is it would be about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I still wouldn't be asleep. And then I would sleep fitfully, very terrible sleep. But I noticed that I had a few dreams, which were very unusual for me. I wouldn't wake up feeling refreshed because I hadn't been sleeping that much, but I had been sleeping enough to have a couple dreams, which was totally I can't tell you when I last had a dream before I quit these sleeping pills. So turns out the other thing that's really bad is caffeine. And so since there's nothing to quit, there's nothing that's hard to quit like alcohol. Sugar can be a bit of a bear too, but nothing compared to alcohol. And so one of the worst things, it turns out, is caffeine. Yes. So I thought, well, now you're just going to drink water. And another thing that's really bad is sodium in your canned food. So I will be cutting that out. Now this could be made with not canned potatoes, but I'm not going to be a Nazi about this no salt, I am going to be a Nazi about no sleeping pills. And I am going to pretty much quit drinking Diet Coke. I heard the worst thing to withdraw off, and this is kind of a bad thought, worse than heroin to withdraw off, I heard, but I have no way of knowing, is witchcraft. And it occurred to me at one point that a lot of people addicted to drugs are also into witchcraft, but I've never actually known one that withdrew. They didn't want to give up their witchcraft, they just didn't want to do drugs, so I don't know how it went. Okay, so now I told you guys, this is the lunch, one of the packages of lunch meat. See the lunch meat? This is actually a lot of meat. So I'm eating my freezer down. And so if you wrap your meat in plastic bags and then foil, then it's not going to get freezer burn. And then today, I think, in case some of you didn't show it, you didn't see it, I bought bread 50% off, so I have plenty of sandwiches. So, we'll see how it goes with my no caffeine. But caffeine is a wimpy drug. I've heard, though, that there's probably about a 90-day withdrawal. The sleeping pills hasn't been 90 days. And I haven't flipped out or gone into some manic state. When you're an insomniac, you are a manic state all the time. You never sleep. Oh, and this was weird. At times I'd be so tired I would almost fall asleep. That has never happened in my life. So here's my potato soup. Okay, ooh, that could have spilled on my foot. All right, now let's try some of this. So once you learn this, I don't see why you couldn't put rice in this, or any vegetables or anything that you had. So take a look at this. If any of you have had any withdrawals from witchcraft, I would like to hear. Okay, now let me taste this. I love to watch, this is awful, I love to watch the videos, of exorcisms, and I get all creeped out. This is really, really good. I love anything that's like gravy. you could put macaroni in this. So there you have it. Welcome to all my new followers. Well, I'm very, very happy about all these new followers. If you are a new follower, can you please let me know so I can send you a heart? If I don't send you a heart, it's because I'm really busy. I'm able to go back to work, which is a blessing. If I get, and another thing that occurred to me, well, is if I get the COVID, I'll just go straight to Kaiser, like I did last time I was sick. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.